All right, we're live, Eric. So we're going to wait a little bit.
What's that?
We're going to wait a couple seconds until we get some people on. Hold on.
Oh, it doesn't start a new one?
No, it'll go to the one that I created. It should.
I refreshed the page, so I guess I'm the only one here so far. Two watching now. Yeah, I think it's migrating over.
Yep, I'm starting to see some people join in now.
Okay, I see it, yeah.
Connor's Cards.
That must be the old chat room, because now I don't see any of that action in mine.
Raider Nation. He's on here.
Alright.
Unless there's a new one that got created. What's up, Jesse? Let me page back.
Yeah, I just saw it, Jesse. Yeah, that's what I see. What you have right there. Yeah, that's what I see. What you have right there.
All right, we got like 14 people in here now. How's everyone doing tonight?
Howdy.
All right, so let's get the ball rolling, Eric.
Hey, Ray.
How you doing? What's up, everybody?
How are you guys?
Ray from Philly here tonight on Friday night, December 21st, a couple days before Christmas. What's up, Scott? And I'm joined here tonight on another episode of Top 10 Cards. I'm joined by Eric from Those Back Pages. How's it going, Eric?
All right. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate your patience.
My pleasure.
And tonight we're going to do something a little different. This is our 5th episode. And we're going to be talking current rookie cards now. I've done pre-war, post-war, food and beverage. I've done top rookie players of non-Hall of Famers. So now tonight we're doing current players. And this will be a lot of fun because there's a lot of guys out there that don't just all collect vintage. They collect current players. So in order, we're going to get started right now. And Eric and I discussed this list, and I agree wholeheartedly with everything Eric said tonight. So we're going right now at number 10, Eric. We're going, and it's this year's card, and this guy is red hot right now. Yeah. And that's the 2018 Topps Series 2 short print of Ronald Acuna Jr. Eric, you like this card. It's a beautiful card, isn't it? It's really, really nice.
Absolutely love this card, yes.
It's really
There's no doubt about this card. This is the card. I feel wholeheartedly this is the card to own for him. If you want one base card, if you collect Topps flagships rookie card, this is it.
Yep. And it's a really nice looking card too. I mean, we were talking about the card that it replaced, and this is a short print, so, and it's unusual that you get something from a base set. Usually the past several years it's been from the update or a chrome, but since this is such a short printed card, that's, you know, it's good. It's a good refreshing change now to see just a regular base Topps card this great.
No parallels of this card.
No parallels. That's great. I love the pose in this card. It's the colors in this card is really nice. You can't go wrong. And this guy is he's set to be destined to be an MVP type of player. He looks really, really good.
Yes, people are. The Acuna train is getting quite full.
The Acuna train is full, I would say, definitely. And it does. I mean, Hitman23 says this card pops. I agree. This card is really a stunning looking card. I love this. I love the pose. Great looking card. But time to move on. We're going to go to number 9. And this is the man who won MVP this year. For all you Boston fans, it's the 2014 Topps Chrome update of MVP Mookie Betts.
Yes, World Series champion MVP Mookie Betts.
It's a great looking card, Eric. What do you think about this card? Do you own this card, by the way?
I do. I do own this card in a fine 9. and I really like this card. This card was only available in the Topps Mega Box.
Mm-hmm.
That since 2013, the Mega Update boxes have been a Target exclusive. And back in 2014, each Mega Box contained 5 regular retail update packs and 2 4-card packs of Topps Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
Were only available in those boxes. So you've got 8 Chrome cards per box, and suggested retail price was $14.99.
Right, so we were talking about there's regular Topps update, and then there's this Topps Chrome update. So this is more rare than the regular Topps update.
Okay. Much.
Good to know, because I was going to buy the regular Topps, the regular Topps update.
There's nothing wrong with the regular Topps update, but it does not compare to the Chrome.
Gotcha. Yeah, Chrome always seems to, outdo anything else when it comes to base, because it's Chrome. I mean, it just looks...
Yes, and a lot of that is thrown off because Mike Trout does not have a 2011 Topps Chrome.
Right.
So the landscape may be different now. Might have been different now if he had one.
Right. And it threw me off because, I mean, that's pretty much, since 2011, the card that everyone's been trying to look for current players, that is, has been updates, especially from 2011 with Rizzo and Goldschmidt and all those guys. Everyone's been heading over to the update. But nonetheless, I mean, you can't go wrong with this card at all. Guy's an MVP, right. World champion, so I agree, definitely.
And the other positive to, basically non-Chrome stuff, is update stuff, is that there are no factory sets made.
Mm-hmm.
So that also helps.
That's huge, because when you're going to see, a card like this that is only giving out not in regular packs, or it's only in certain boxes, then yeah, it's definitely going to bring the value of this card way up. And I see nothing but this card continuing to do that, because he's just a special player. So.
And Mike Trout, he doesn't have a ton of rookie cards.
Right, which is good. I mean, that's really good. The less, the better.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so that's number 9. We're now moved on to number 8, and this guy is more than likely a future Hall of Famer, and that's 2005 Topps of Justin Verlander.
Yes.
Great looking card.
Yes, I believe that's from Series 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it is card number 677.
Yeah, that's Series 2. Yeah.
So definitely Series 2. And it's hard to believe this card's already 13 years old.
Oh, very scary.
Yeah.
Almost 14 years old.
He's won Cy Young. He's won in World Series, which also helps the value. He won it with Houston, and I think going to Houston has just made this card even more valuable.
It reinvigorated his career, absolutely.
Yeah. And what do you think about his stats? Like, I think he's got 200 wins. Do you think he's getting up there in age now? I think he might be pulling 34, maybe 35.
He might be 35 now, yes.
He's
in. I think he's in. I mean, winning in Houston, the first time Houston ever won.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple of Cy Youngs. I think he's got, 2 no-hitters?
2 no-hitters, yep.
Yeah. So I think he's in. I mean...
Do you think he has a shot at 300 wins?
That's going to be tough. That's
going
to be tough. I don't know, with the semantics of baseball now. With very few guys pitch long, so it's hard to say. But I think the barometer is a little different now.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Because the game is totally different today. I think 300 wins is going to be such a rare. It just is. It's going to be a rare thing that you're going to. A guy's going to have to start pitching at like 19 years old, and and even that, 20 wins is a rare thing now. I mean, you used to get when we were kids, 6, 7, 8 pitchers that can get 20 wins.
Right. It would make 35, 40 starts
easily.
Yeah.
And Aaron P says he seems like he's still in his prime, isn't? And he's still dominant. That's the another good point is that he hasn't slowed down.
Conditioning and everything now.
Yeah, he hasn't slowed down one bit. He's still pitching at peak performance without a doubt.
Oh yes.
So we're moved on now to number 6, and some people might be a little surprised at this one. I'm not, because you got to look at his numbers, and that's the 2002 Bowman Chrome draft pick of Joey Votto. This card was already
card for a long time. That's only, I would say, in the last year or so, has picked up a lot of steam.
Mm-hmm. And he's been a level of consistency. He's every year he's getting the same amount of hits. What also I like about him is that he's with the same team. You don't see that in today. You don't see that at all today. And he's playing with Cincinnati. He could be a rare player where he's going to play his whole career with one team. And now that we were talking, the Reds are better now.
Yeah.
So, he could get some playoff exposure.
Yep.
Yeah. And that only helps the value of a current player is if their team is better and they get playoff exposure.
Playoff exposure, and actually regular exposure is always good as well.
Right. And does he have an autograph card, or just this would be...
that year, no. He's in the 2014 Bowman.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 2004 Bowman paper autograph, which is probably quite pricey, but it's 2 years after this card.
Okay. No, it's a great-looking card. I mean, it's got the facsimile autograph down the bottom. It's got black borders on the sides, blue on top and bottom. Really nice-looking pose, great-looking card. Can't go wrong with this one. Do you think this one's a Hall of Fame player, or he's on pace for it?
He's definitely on pace for it. I mean, I don't see why not. Harold Baines got in this year. So I don't see why Votto can't get in.
Exactly. If Votto plays, the same amount of years, I mean, Votto's been playing now like 14 years. If he plays 8 more years...
No, not even 14. He's only been playing about 10.
Right.
10 or 11. Yeah.
It just seems like he's been out that long, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If he plays like a Harold Baines career, he'll reach like 2,800 hits like Harold Baines did, and he's a Hall of Famer too. Everybody's a Hall of Famer. So we're moving on to, I think this is 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6, 2008 Topps update, Max Scherzer.
Yep.
This card...
Same boat as Verlander.
Yeah, this card's come down a little bit since this is the best time of the year. If you want a Scherzer rookie, this is the month to do it. In December, when card values start to drop because people are not really paying attention. During the peak of the summer, this card in a Gem Mint 10 was going for about $140. And I'm looking at one right now, Eric. It's at $96.95, which I might buy.
Wow, yeah.
Why not? I mean, that's a steal compared to compared to where it was back in August. This thing was going for $140.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it's just dropped in value. It's just the time of the year. This is the time of the year where December is a great time, to get hot current players during December. Yeah.
The window gets a lot smaller every year, but this is definitely the time of year to be picking up.
Yeah, for sure. And he's won like 3 Cy Youngs, I'd say, right now.
Yep, 2 in a row.
And both leagues, American and National.
Tigers, yep.
Now, he's got over 200 wins. I do think he'll get 3,000 strikeouts. He's definitely on pace for that.
He won't get 300 wins, but
yeah.
1,000 strikeouts for sure.
300 wins is going to be tough.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get in.
Oh, I think he's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's safe to say. I mean, depending on when he retires and who he goes up against.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I just think, you know, he's a horse. He's an old school throwback kind of pitcher that wants the ball and wants to pitch the whole game. Doesn't like getting taken out of the game. He'll pitch a lot of innings, and he never gets tired. He's in great shape. He's an old school pitcher.
Oh, you know what? Andy brings up a good point in the chat room. This is the factory set version. There's a couple. Maybe that's why it's 96.
Could be.
That more. Could be why it's 96. The picture's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's coming from the factory set. That's right. It's right on the label. But still, I mean, a lot of the, most of these cards. Here's one here, 109 best offer.
Yeah.
104.
Well, like you said, this is the time. This is, if you're looking for a Scherzer now, would be the time.
Absolutely, I agree. And he's just a great pitcher. I mean, and 2008 is just a really cool looking card. I mean, I didn't like it at first when it first came out.
I feel the same, actually. I was thinking about that earlier this year. The design has grown on me over the years.
Yeah, it kind of has a 60s feel to it.
It does. With the bubbles.
Yeah, with the bubbles for the name on the top. Great looking card. Let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That was 6. Number 5, 2012 Topps Bryce Harper batting image. Yes, that price you see there is $16.99, which this guy has to be off his rocker.
He's a little off his rocker, yeah.
A little bit.
Probably closer to 300 or 400.
Yeah.
It's a tough card. It's like the Acuna. The Acuna is not as tough as the Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Let's set that straight. But this card was in Series 2 of 2012 Topps, and it was a late edition because he had come up too late to have him have a normal, quote-unquote, normal print run in the release. So Topps went ahead and put him in, and fairly, there's never been any hard release numbers on it, but a friend of mine ripped 5 jumbo cases that year, and he pulled 3 5 jumbo cases. So to give you some indication of how difficult a card it is to actually pull.
Right.
There is a sticker version, a sticker auto version, but that doesn't count.
Right.
There are no like the Acuna. There are no parallels to that card.
Right. And it's got a lot of similarities to the 2011 Topps update. I mean, with the white borders and everything. I prefer a card with borders. Would you
absolutely.
Would you prefer a card with borders or like the Acuna with borderless?
No, absolutely.
Much rather have the borders. Yeah, it adds a certain element to the card.
Oh, I'd much rather have borders. I mean, it's not even a question. I mean, especially when you start talking about parallels, it's just the last few years of the Topps flagship set. The parallels just. I mean, if you look at Acuna and you start looking at he's in the update set, and you start looking at his update parallel, it's just not a good looking card.
Right.
It's just that's just my opinion.
Right.
I'm all for having borders on cards.
And he's a free agent this year, and wherever he goes is going to be a bigger market than where he was.
And it could be LA.
Could be LA, could be Philadelphia.
You wish.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I can only dream. But if it goes to Philly or Los Angeles, it's just going to increase his popularity. I know his average has dropped a little bit, but a lot of that has been because of the shift this past couple of years since he won his MVP.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of people forget he just turned 26 last month.
And he seems like he's been in the league forever.
Yep. Still remember him hadn't taken BP, and when he was 15, he took BP in Tropicana Field.
Right.
In those bombs.
Yeah, and he's got a long ways to go, and if they eliminate part of the shift, then probably his average will continue back up, which I don't know what they're going to do with the shift, but if he becomes a Philly, I hope they get rid of the shift. But nonetheless, this is a great looking card. I love the white borders on the card and the RC logo. I mean, there you have it. That's card number 109876. Card number 5. Number 4 is another 2008 Topps update of Clayton Kershaw. He's kind of dipped a little bit the past year or two with injuries, but nonetheless, we still feel he's a top 5 card.
Yeah, I mean, he's in, regardless of his postseason career.
Yeah.
His ticket's punched. And then also now, with how funny we were talking about number 5, but number 4 could be also affected by Harper signing in LA.
Right. And his numbers are incredible, and you know, a lot of people say if he retired today, he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, I don't know if he's got the 10 years time, but...
Yeah, I would kind of disagree with that. He needs a few more years before we put him in.
He needs 10 years to get in.
Easily, yeah. And I know that's a standard.
Yeah, well, that's the rule.
That's the standard rule, right.
And a plane crash, but...
The thing is, I mean, he's playing for a good team. He's playing for a major market team. If he can just, you know, cut back on the injuries of past, I know he's had back problems.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's no telling what kind of numbers he can put up. And
the health issues the last couple of years, there's no denying that.
Yeah, a great looking card as well.
Also forgot 2008. The 2008 update said the same set of shares there.
It's becoming a really good sale. A lot of people are talking about the 2011, but this 2008 is probably really kind of started it off. Maybe before the Trout was Kershaw. It's possible.
Well, Kershaw was popular before Trout. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It took the hobby a long time to turn around on Scherzer.
Yep, and that's true. Scherzer's only been getting a lot of the love the past, I'd say, 3 years maybe. It was all Kershaw and still is. But we're moving now to number 3. This is without a doubt a Hall of Famer. 2000 Topps Chrome traded Miguel Cabrera. A Gem Mint 10's going for about $500. I know this guy's asking $599, as you can see, guys. But you could probably, you know, if you get it for an auction, you might get it for below $500.
Yeah, and Ron, you should be able to.
I'm not for spending $400 or $500 on current players if they've only been in the league 5, 6, 7 years. But this guy's been in the league since the early 2000s.
Yep, 2003.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Yep. He's a certified Hall of Famer. He's got at least 3 or 4 more years. He's got good years left too.
Well, hopefully. I mean, it's scary to believe he'll be 36 in April. But...
I know. I remember when he was a kid, this guy. He was a great player when he came up.
He was 20 when he came up with the Marlins. Which
helps a lot with stats when you got guys like, you know, Carlos Correa and Trout and Miggy starting their careers at 19, 20 years old. That can only help. That's kind of the reason why, guys, we haven't put Judge on here, because Judge started at the age of 25. And, you know, and again, Judge this is only his 2nd year he played. So we could revisit this set when Cabrera and other guys retire, and then Judge might actually get in here. But you know, and Juan Soto maybe in another year. Juan Soto will be on this list as well.
If he repeats again this year what he did next year, what he did this year, he's definitely has to be taken into consideration, because he's also, you know, in the same boat as Betts and Trout, where he doesn't have a ton of stuff.
Right. Which is good. I love that.
Yeah, he's got that working for us there. Yeah.
Yep. He's only got the Heritage and Topps Update and.
Well, this archives. I'm not saying there's a few, but when you stack them next to everyone else, from 2018. There's not a lot.
It's not overwhelming, which is good.
No. Yeah.
Well, moving on to number 2, a card I really wish I had because I love this player, is the 2001 SP Authentic Albert Pujols. Great card. Awesome card. This guy's got 600 homers, over 3,000 hits. He's still padding on his numbers right now as we speak. I made a bet with some friends. I thought that he could reach 700 homers, but the injury bug is starting to get to him now.
Yeah.
And he's going to be 39, I think.
Yes, he'll be listed as 39 opening day. Yeah.
Right. And this card, it's a serial number card though, but yet
$14.99. Yep.
this is a card that the Future Hall of Fame set registry list rather than his 2,000 tops traded or 2,000 tops chrome.
1250, yeah, 1250.
Right, which is even less.
Yeah, that's the one which you do in the Hall of Fame registry. That's the one.
This is the card to get for Pujols. You know, I mean, you can make an argument about his Bowman.
Sure, but it doesn't count.
Doesn't count. It's an autograph card. They're looking for more of a base. And I don't know if this is considered a base because it's serial numbered, but this is the card they have
Well,
in
that's
that
part
future.
of the set. There's no non-serial numbered
Right,
version of that card.
right.
So,
But it's
if you look at Brady, you look at Ichiro, their SPs are all crazy.
yeah. And they all came out around the same time, early 2000s.
Yeah, 2000, 2001. Yep.
Yeah, and this card, I think, you know, he's got 3,000 hits and 600 homers. He has a shot to get to 700 and just add a little bit more hits to his total. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Or he could do the good thing and retire.
Yeah, and retire honorably, yeah.
I would like to see him retire with his batting average over 300.
Which, you know, the past few years, you read my mind. I mean, his power production has stayed pretty good. You know, he's not hitting
Right.
40, but he's still hitting 25 to 27. You know, he's had a couple of 100 RBI years, past few years, but that average has taken a hit.
Big hit,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
he's been
And his strikeout to walk ratio is also taking a big hit.
and that's all part of getting older. I mean, he was well over a 300 career average, and he's been hitting about 260, 255 the past, I don't know, 3 years, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, his taking his punch. There's no one that'll say any different. I mean, I don't think there was a better ball player from 2000 to 2010.
no. He's, in my opinion, when people talk about Ted Williams as a hitter, you'd be remiss to leave Albert Pujols out as one of the greatest hitters of all time.
I mean, especially right-handed.
Definitely from the right. If they wanted to say Williams was the best left-hander and this guy and split him up, I'm fine with that. And make Pujols the greatest right-handed hitter because, I mean, the guy, I've seen him play many, many times and he smothered the plate. There was this.
Fortunate enough to his rookie year, they played the Mets at Shea. It was Gary Carter's. They retired Gary Carter's number that day.
Right.
You know, and Pujols and McGuire hit back-to-back homers in that game.
I saw him play against the Phillies, and Jim Edmonds was still on the team with the Cardinals, and they hit back-to-back homers, Edmonds and Pujols.
Nice.
And the strike zone just seemed to disappear because he just smothered the plate. And there was like nowhere where you could throw it. Like you couldn't get it. It just seemed like you'd have to throw it above his head. Like he just smothered the ball and crushed it and hit line drives.
Him as the machine. So.
Oh, God, one of the greatest hitters I ever saw was this guy, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
And we could make an argument that he could be number 1 in this list, but we have, who else?
Voila.
2011 Topps Update Mike Trout. Is this card ever going to drop in value? I have no idea.
It's probably about as low as it's going to get right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of the time to be picking up during the off season, well, I'm sure some of your viewers who have been subscribed for a decent amount of time saw your fabulous induction of the baseball card YouTube Hall of Fame.
Right.
And go back ahead and look at those results. And I'm proud to say I think I was maybe one other person voted for this card, nominated this card to get into the Hall of Fame. I'm proud of that.
And that could change this year coming up.
It sure could.
That baseball card Hall of Fame thing will be probably around March.
Okay, good.
And yeah, I mean, I think from what I remember, both Mantles made it in, and 51, 52, yep. And the Griffey Jr., Nolan Ryan, Hank Aaron, just off the top of my head, and of course Honus Wagner and Gowdy, Ruth, the full pose one, Willie Mays' Bowman.
Yeah.
Those were the 10 that I remember, but yeah, he could be in next year.
First year is going to be tough.
Yeah, it was all iconic cards, but
yeah. Kind of like the first class of the Hall of Fame itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just all the legendary names in there that was pretty easy to pick, but next year will be fun. But yeah, this card has probably kind of kickstart the modern era.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, it's already iconic, and it's a great picture. It's a great pose. It's white borders. I mean, he just looks great.
What this card has done is put flagship back on the map.
Bingo, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. Flagship. This card has just, because before it was all, very traded sets and, well, not so much traded sets.
All autos.
Right. Autographs and chrome.
Which are never going to, no one's saying that this particular Trout card is going to be worth more than his 2009 Bowman Chrome. No one's saying that.
Right.
But this Trout card, the 2011, the US 175, is more attainable for the general masses.
Right. And it's pretty high, so
yes.
It's nonetheless, it's not a rare card by any stretch.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
They're very easy to get, but it still just keeps rolling right along. And it's like we said, it's already an iconic card in the modern sense.
Yes.
I mean, it's
a staple for any modern card collection.
Right, and ever since then, what we were saying earlier is all the current players after Trout, everyone's been looking for the Topps Update. That's been like the pack to get. For the most part, for most of the guys, like Altuve and Rizzo and Arenado and all those guys.
And another cool thing about this particular Trout card, and I don't know how much it's been talked about, but the picture you see right there that they used for this card was, and I've had people look into this, 99% sure that's the actual first game he was ever in.
Really?
We're not sure if it was his first at-bat ever, but that picture was taken at the game where he made his Major League debut.
How cool is that?
Based on the jersey and based on that, and it's almost pretty much photo matched.
Right.
Not at that.
So that makes the card even more.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Not anymore.
Right. I mean, someone pointed out his Bowman card, which I really like his black border Bowman. I think it's Bowman draft picks or from 2000.
Well, no, he's got two Bowman Chromes. He's got the regular one with the red jersey, and then the draft is the white jersey.
Beautiful cards. I mean, I'm a sucker for black border cards like the 71 Topps. But those, those are really nice too. But let's go real quick because some people haven't seen all the list yet. We'll go.
Sure.
We'll kind of revisit, and call it a night. These are top 10 rookie cards of current players playing today. We did take off Ichiro because we're guessing he's retired.
Yeah.
The last we heard, Eric, he's retired, but that could change tomorrow. He could be playing somewhere again. Who knows? But for today, December 21st, we think he's retired. So, Dave wants to know who's on with me. This is Eric from Those Back Pages. Say hello, Eric.
Hello, Eric. Hi, Dave.
So, we started 10 with a current player, the 2018 Topps Series 2 Ronald Acuna. That was at number 10. At number 9 is the 2014 Topps Chrome update of this year's MVP, Mookie Betts, Boston Red Sox World Champions. Number 8 is the 2005 Topps Justin Verlander, soon to be a surefire Hall of Famer. Number 7, we picked the 2002 Bowman Chrome draft picks Joey Votto. Number 6, 2008 Topps update Max Scherzer. Great looking card. This is on my radar before season starts. Number 5, 2012 Topps Bryce Harper. Number 4, 2008 Topps update Clayton Kershaw. Number 2, surefire Hall of Famer 2000 Topps Chrome traded Miguel Cabrera. And that was 3. Number 2.
That was 3, yeah.
Yeah, number 2 now is the 2001 SP Authentic Albert Pujols. 600 career homers, well over 600 career homers, over 3,000 hits, over 300 career batting average, has a shot at 700 career homers if he stays healthy for 2 more years maybe. I don't know if he will. And then at number 1 was Mr. Trout in the 2011 Topps update. So if you missed it, those were the 10 for current players. And this was something Eric and I talked about as we both agreed on these players. I mean, if there's honorable mentions out there, Eric, guys like Rizzo that we talked about and Francisco Lindor. And who were some of the other guys that people might say, well, Jose Altuve and Nolan Arenado, great players, but we feel, those cards are pretty cheap right now. And these are the big current players that we would say are probably the ones to be looking at if you're interested in buying and looking into current players. These are the top 10, right? Would you agree with that, Eric?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's only 10, so I mean you could easily make an argument for top 100, and we could do that easily. But
oh, sure.
I mean, the category, the series is top 10, so obviously you're going to have people left off.
Right.
If and shout out to thanks Scott, Gary. This list can include 1981 cards, so there's no Harold Baines on the list.
No, I mean, that's a modern card, but he's been retired for, a while.
No, he's a Hall of Famer. We can't have any Hall of Famers.
Yeah, Pujols definitely to me is the first ballot. Now,
without a doubt.
To go over some of these current players, like some of these guys in Gem Mint 10s are very, very expensive. And, we're not saying to go out and get these in 10s. The only guys of these 10 that I would say that are surefire Hall of Famers is probably the Miguel Cabrera 2000, because he's been in the league. That card's 18 years old. He's without a doubt a Hall of Famer. The Albert Pujols. It's safe to say you're okay with buying a 10 on those guys. I mean, yeah, the other guys are still fairly new, and anything can happen. They can break a leg. Something can happen to them, and then they're in a $5 bin box. Who knows? So if you don't feel comfortable with getting the 10s, a 9 is just fine. You can get a 9.
Yes, I like fine 9s.
Fine 9s, like a fine wine, is nothing wrong with that. And
yes, especially at the price point, but that's a whole nother...
Right.
That's a whole nother episode.
Curious as to what you think a 2011 Topps update Mike Trout in a 9 goes for. If the 10's going for between 500 and 600.
200-ish.
Really? Still that high?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't think they're any lower than 180 anymore.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the nines, some of the nines will catch up with the tens. I mean, if
yes, as people get priced out of a 10, they'll look at a 9.
they'll look at a nine, and that jacks the nines up, and so on and so forth. Same goes for vintage cards. I mean, when you're out, you can't do the 7, 8, 9s or 10s, and people buy the hell out of the 4, 5s, and 6s, and now the 4, 5s, and 6s they're going up, and now we're going into low grades and 1, 2s, and 3s, like me, because even the mid grades. No,
there's nothing wrong with low grade in my opinion.
Right. I'm just saying.
I'd rather have a low copy than no copy.
That's exactly right. Low is better than none, but that's just what I'm saying is that everything falls like a domino effect. So
Sure.
Right now, everybody, of course, in modern players, they all want a 10, but a 9 is just as good. If the 10 is under $100 on a current player, I say go for the 10 because you're not breaking the bank. Like the Scherzer, if you wanted to get the Max Scherzer, you can get that in a 10 for under $100. I could say I could feel comfortable with buying that in a 10.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I can understand on.
Everyone has their own budget.
Sure, I can understand on the Harper and the Trout and the Kershaw.
Yeah.
When those 10s are really, really high. I'm looking at a 9. Absolutely great
Put
card.
it in perspective, was it last night or the night before? It was last night, I don't remember. I picked up a Soto, flagship Soto, and a PSA 9.
Right.
For $5.60.
Wow.
Yeah, when 10s are in the low 30s. So
you can't beat that at all. That's a great deal.
That's why I like to buy 9s.
Yeah. Well, we were talking the other day, friends of mine, about the Roy Halladay rookie. The Roy Halladay rookie who looks like who could get in the Hall of Fame next month. I don't know if you track the tracker.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
He's at almost 90%, and now his Gem Mint 10 cards are going for $275. Yeah. So the 9's not that far behind. The 9 is a little below 100. I mean, you could probably get a 9 and a Halladay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, no, the 9's like $70 maybe. It's not like real cheap.
Yeah, you're looking at 25% the price.
Right.
5% of the cost.
And that's going to follow when he gets in the Hall of Fame and the 10 goes up to $500. The 9's going to be a $200 card. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Just like the Clemens rookie and the 10, that's a $600 card. The 84 Fleer update.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at a 9.
150.
The 9's like 150, which is not.
Yeah.
That's
75% cheaper.
Yeah, and it's a great card. What's up, Nate? How you doing? Tops 85401 in the house. So yeah, Nate, we were just going over the top 10 of current players. I'll show it one more time before we call it a night.
Sure.
2018 Topps Series 2, Ronald Acuna was at number 10. Number 9, 2014 Topps Chrome Update, Mookie Betts. Number 8, we did the 2005 Topps Justin Verlander. 7, 2002 Bowman Chrome Draft Picks Joey Votto. 6, 2008 Topps Update Max Scherzer. And number 5, 2012 of Bryce Harper batting. Number 4, 2008 Topps Update Clayton Kershaw. And number 3, 2000 Topps Chrome Traded Miguel Cabrera. And number 2 was the 2001 SP Authentic Albert Pujols. And number 1, of course, was the Millville Meteor, Mike Trout. So we're just going over cards right now of current players of top 10 that are probably the biggest cards in the hobby for current active players. We're not saying, oh, go out and buy them in 10. If you buy what you feel like you can buy, if you want to get a 9, get an 8. Knock your socks off. But these are the guys right now that are keeping, I would say, the hobby up for current players. So, well, if there's anything else, guys, you guys have any questions about this list, feel free. Yeah, Adrian Beltre's retired. He retired this year, or else he would be on this list for sure, because he's a surefire Hall of Famer. Well, I don't know if Roy Halladay passed away. I still say he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but probably not this year.
Probably not this year. That's a very good point. He's probably a first ballot, and this is no disrespect. It's no disrespect to him or his family, but
no, but that pushed them over the edge.
I think you're right. I think that does push a little bit on the voters. I don't know. It just seems to do that. If that didn't happen, the tragedy, maybe you're looking at a second or third year. But either way, he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
For most people, they would say that's he's probably was a Hall of Famer anyway. But yeah, he had
a Hall of Fame career in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the tracker right now, and he's at 90%. The guy is rolling on the votes. Now, we still got a ways to go. I mean, I think they've had about 60 guys vote right now, but I think there's over.
Martinez.
Martinez will get in this year.
What's he at?
I can actually tell you that right now.
Oh, I thought you were looking at it. I'm sorry.
I had it up earlier. But while everybody's waiting, we'll look at the tracker. I have it saved on my favorites list. It's a spreadsheet from this guy. I'm trying to find his name, but that doesn't matter. Right now, Roy Halladay is at 93%. Edgar Martinez is at 91.9%. Mike Mussina is at 83.7%. Mariano Rivera, this is unbelievable. He's still at 100%.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No, he's not going to be the first player to get 100%.
No, someone will leave it blank.
Curt Schilling's at 75. And I like this news right here. Right now, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are at 73% for Clemens, 72% for Bonds.
Nice.
Which is good.
Nice to hear that.
Which is really good news for me because I'm a huge Bonds fan, and Clemens.
Yeah, you and I both.
Yeah. Speaking of the rookies, what would you say would be the best rookie to get for Bonds? I bought in the future Hall of Fame set. They picked the '86 Fleer update.
Right. The best rookie card or the best card?
Well, I'm going to go by whatever the future Hall of Fame set registry says.
The best card is the Tiffany traded.
Topps Tiffany traded.
Yes.
Yeah. But as far as I'm going to stick with, probably because it's more affordable, is the 86 Fleer.
Yes, everything after that is more affordable. That's the only really expensive.
Right. The
Fleer update, the 86 Fleer update in the 10 isn't easy. I don't think it's easy.
I got it during this summer, and I think I paid $100 for it in a Gen 10. Which was a steal. And I love the 86 Fleer update. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking card. I love the blue borders.
Well, yeah, he's in the batting cage.
Oh, it's a great, great, great card. That's my favorite Bonds card, is his 86 Fleer update. So I'm glad they picked that for the future Hall of Fame set registry.
No, I like his 87 Fleer.
I thought they were going to pick the 87 Fleer, and I have that too. But
you got to have them all eventually.
Yeah. I mean,
his 86 Donruss the rookies is really good.
Well, if I had to choose in order, for me, I mean, he has the 6 rookie. Well, Tiffany would be 7. I like 86 Fleer update first, 87 Fleer second, 86 Topps traded third. And after that, they're all kind of the same for me with 87 Topps, 87 Donruss, and 86 Donruss the rookies. But
Nate brings up a great point. The 87 Opecia.
Yes, the 87. Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at these numbers, guys, look, I'm pointing right to it. 72.1%, and that's up today. And to
Yeah.
answer to talk about Nate's comment, he said it will drop. This has continued to go up. A couple weeks ago, when they started voting, he was in the low 60s, and every day, Bonds and Clemens have been going up 1% every day.
Oh, I'd like to see them get in.
Which usually, and I've been watching this tracker for years,
Right.
the closer we get to January 22nd when they announce it, they usually start dropping by now.
So we got a month to go.
You still got a month to go, but it's a good sign to see them heading upwards.
Yes.
And I'm thrilled. But irregardless, right now the guys that are in the way is Halladay, Edgar Martinez, Mike Mussina, Mariano Rivera, and shockingly, I'm a little surprised. I mean, I'm glad, but Kurt Schilling is at 75%.
89 Donruss.
Yep, 89 Donruss. Larry Walker's at 66% right now.
Nice. 90 Leaf.
90 Leaf, Larry Walker. Any other surprises here? Where's Fred McGriff?
Oh, crime dog.
36%. It's a shame. He's going to get in, but he's going to be a Veterans Committee Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's going to get in.
He'll still get in. Todd Helton, first year, 22%. The guy who I bought last year, Omar Vizquel, he made it. First year was 35%, which is a good first year. He's at 38 right now.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Who's near? What's the 5% is the cutoff, isn't it?
75%.
No. To drop off.
Oh, 5%. Yeah.
Right.
If you have less than 5%, you're off the ballot.
So who are we looking at? Does it go that low on the list?
Oh yeah, yeah. Lance Berkman's below 5.
Oh wow.
Andrew Jones is hanging in at 5.8. Jeff 0.1. Roy Oswalt's at 1.2.
So he's done.
Andy Pettit's at 10.5.
He might hang on.
Sammy Sosa's at 9.3. Michael Young is at 2.3, so it's safe to say he'll probably be done.
He'll be done and Mike will cry.
But yeah, Billy Wagner, 15%. No love for Billy Wagner, the all-time saves leader for left-handed closers. So.
Well, if Hoffman's in, they can let Wagner in.
Exactly. But yeah, back to the list, Eric. I wanted to thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Hall of Fame is all intertwined with this stuff. I mean, that's why we buy this stuff. So, I appreciate you guys checking out. This was episode number 5 for the top 10 list, and this was top 10 for active current rookie cards. Number 1, Topps 2011 Topps update, Mike Trout. And Eric, I appreciate you joining. Everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Happy Merry Christmas this year. It's only a couple days away. And keep on collecting and love the hobby. Take care, guys, and have a great night. Keep on collecting. Bye-bye. You still there, Eric? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man, definitely. Off the air. Yeah, I'm going to close this out here.